Today, I want to get into Jung Kook believed to have been in a 3-year relationship and what those rumors are. I also want to get into people believing Jung Kook appeared at Lisa's dance practice, and then we have Jisoo talking about something cute. So hey Dumplings, is Dave decide hater or not? Make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell on. Grab your dumplings, hey Spling Mug merch, and let's go. Jisoo has been doing a lot recently, and I was very excited when she finally had her solo stuff come out. I honestly really did think that after the K-drama Snowdrop, it was going to be it, and that she probably wouldn't have any solo music. I thought she might just have not wanted that. She is often mocked, and people say that she is not a great dancer or singer. She's definitely not the best dancer of the group, but she is definitely a great vocalist, so I don't know where that part comes from. But you can definitely tell, due to the comments like that, the idea of her having a solo album or whatever might have been really daunting to her. Thoughts like, how can I prove I'm actually really good and show those haters wrong? I felt like she had to not think of those comments, but at the end of the day, be true to herself and do whatever she wants to do. When Jisoo dropped Flower, the song was super catchy like all Blackpink songs, and the visuals to it were so good. She definitely knows how to play up visuals and show that she is not only a singer, actress, but also a beautiful model. She recently did an interview for her solo promotion, and this was on Wired. This is the interview where idols rip off the wipe sticker to show what the top Google searches are for that artist. And the artist either reacts to those searches or answers the most asked questions. In case you think this is literally the top search, it's usually not. A lot of it is pieced together from different searches and different times. Because if you simply write in Jisoo now on Google, you get things like Jisoo is beautiful and those sorts of things instead of whatever you see on Wired. By the way, if you do want to watch me react to that interview and talk about it more in depth, we do react to it over on Patreon. I will link that in the description. There is a $1 tier with limited spots, so I hope to see you there. The interview asked about Jisoo's style and what she likes to wear. She answered that she typically prefers to dress very preppy on her own time. Of course, when she goes to work, she just wears her comfy clothes. Reason being, she didn't specify, but when you're going on set, they typically dress you, especially K-pop idols. American celebrities can just do interviews in whatever they have, and that's acceptable, but K-pop idols' wardrobe is extremely highly managed, so they would prefer the idols show up in sweats as opposed to anything nice because they'd have to take it off anyway. Jisoo also answered her favorite Blackpink song, which I was surprised to hear her say that it was Love to Hate Me. She says she feels good when it comes on. Something that erupted in the fandom was something very cute. They asked her what her fandom name is, and typically when idols go solo, they don't ditch the group's fandom name. Of course, there's exceptions, but not all the time. So individual BTS members still refer to ARMYs as ARMYs, and individual Blackpink members still call their individual fandom as Blinks. She mentioned that sometimes she would call Blinks Blinku, and this refers to Blinks in a very cute way. And basically saying that Blinks are cute, and of course all the Blinks loved this. It's cute to see the individual members of any group get some time to shine, as they can be overpowered when they are in a group. Jung Kook is currently making his way in the headlines, and I have to say his solo debut is probably going to be so monumentally big, just given the hype around him, and nothing has even dropped. Of course, since Jung Kook's name is in circulation, the conversation of who he is dating starts to come back, and conversation about Lisa and Jung Kook had made its way back into the media. Now, if you are unaware, here is some backstory. There was a lot of fan speculation on Lisa and Jung Kook dating. That speculation was later just turned into fanfic and individual fantasies. The most Jung Kook and Lisa has ever interacted was eye contact or waving at each other during an award show. But the sector of ARMY and Blinks wanted the two youngest members of each group and two very beautiful people to actually be together. The alleged two ended up on Nickelodeon for fans to vote as the best couple. A lot of people were very upset and said this made the fandom and people look stupid. I'll leave that up to you to say if you believe it does make them look stupid or not. Recently, there's been a huge resurgence of this rumor, as I previously mentioned, due to the hype of Jung Kook. A news site from Thailand actually reported Jung Kook dating Lisa. Sort of. A Thai news allegedly reported, keep in mind this is all translated from Thai to English, so there could be errors, but the news company reported that Jung Kook had broken a record and they wanted to talk about that. One of the reporters maybe was not as familiar with Jung Kook and maybe just had only heard things from the internet. The reporter or staff mentioned, isn't Jung Kook the guy that is dating Lisa? And this is an understandable correlation that they made because Lisa is a pride of their country and they want to relate Jung Kook to someone the entire country might be more familiar with, and also relate this record and story to someone the country might care about more, right? I don't know, this is my assumption. People, and especially the media, like to relate or make correlations because this is how it makes any sense to the audience, right? Like when a singer is upcoming, they're the new Michael Jackson or new Justin Bieber. So in this aspect, I can see the potential backlash that maybe this news site could get, thinking that Jung Kook isn't popular enough to have his own name without Lisa, even though he is. Especially since Lisa and Jung Kook are not actually related in any way. However, the backlash was interesting because it was coming from other ship groups in ARMY that were just upset that the news was reporting Lisa and Jung Kook dating rather than the news reporting their favorite ship. My issue with all this is people contacting HYBE saying this is defamation and all that stuff. But honestly, since when is dating defamation? And I know I'm immediately going to get, no, but it's a big deal there. Okay, but should it be? And it's only a big deal because the fandom makes it a big deal. So because people make it a big deal, the person who said it is in charge of that defamation, not the people who are actually making it a big deal and making defamation. That has always made no sense to me. That's like you saying something like, I like flowers, and then other people go and murder because of that. Now people say you're the murderer, and the actual people who murdered can just walk away. Well, of course, I believe Lisa and Jung Kook are not dating. I don't thinking and wishing they were dating is any sort of crime. Just like you could wish or think Jung Kook was dating another BTS member. It's all in the name of fun, and it's not a crime. Apparently, people were upset that the other news reporter did not deny or confirm the dating rumor of Jung Kook and Lisa. That's probably the smartest thing they could do, as they don't know if it's true or not. There was actually a very interesting footage that came out lately and sparked a lot of conversation. Lisa worked with the amazing Taeyang and they created a dope song together. This was bound to be epic as Taeyang and Lisa are both the best dancers in K-pop, and so naturally the two would work together and create a bop that was great for their dancing skills. They ended up doing a dance practice where we saw the two practice really hard and show off their skills. The video did very well. Something that K-pop fans love to do is go frame by frame and track every little thing that is happening. Someone ended up stopping the frame at a moment where we see someone sitting in the corner. It appears to be someone with bangs and hair that looks similar to what Jungkook's hair looks like now. If you are unaware, Jungkook currently has this bob type of hair, and this type of hair we see in women too, which is important to note. People were saying that this was Jungkook at dance practice and to see Lisa, and at first glance it could appear like Jungkook. However, the person that we are looking at, it does appear skinnier than Jungkook, and really the only defying feature that we see that we believe to be Jungkook is the hair, in which case a staff member, a female makeup artist who is there for touch-ups could be it. So we actually have no idea who this person actually is. However, I definitely don't believe this is Jungkook. It also wouldn't be entirely odd or out of the question for Jungkook to be there to support Lisa or Taeyang or just be there in general. Jungkook and Blackpink's label work together, and BTS and Big Bang love each other, so it would be quite natural for Jungkook to maybe hear about the dance practice or whatever and swing by to watch or ask to swing by and watch. People were saying that Akgae, the ones who only support one member of the group but hate the others, were throwing attacks online over this. There was definitely a lot of hate being thrown around, and honestly, I don't know how to deal with this if I was an idol. How do you know the existence of these death threats and hate comments online, but still feel like it's quite safe to go outside and live your normal life? And maybe not be scared that someone would attempt to break in during a private moment and hurt you. It's always a concern, I would imagine. Let me know what you think. Make sure you check out my Patreon for more videos, link down below. Thanks for this lovely comment right here. Love you, bye.